So it's a regular Wednesday. I've done some videos of my Nissan 370Z Nismo edition. I thought what I'd do is a bit of a review of my daily driver, which is a 2005 Mini Cooper S John Cooper Works. So there's a bit of a story behind how I managed to end up in a Mini. I've always thought the Minis look quite good. It's not something I've ever wanted, but they looked interesting. They're individual, they always look different. You very rarely see two Minis that look the same. There's always something different, even if they're the same body colour. They might have a different roof colour, different wing mirror covers, different wheels, or just different interiors. There's always something a little bit unique about each and every Mini, I think. Very rare that you get two that are the same. And I wanted a Cooper S because every time I see a Cooper S, it's a Cooper S that I want, not a regular one. And I managed to find this. And it is a Cooper S, John Cooper Works, like I say, 2005 model. So it's just before the facelift model came out in 2006. So it's a slightly older looking one. Now, obviously being Cooper S, the fuel economy isn't as good as it was on the other Mini. I'm not getting 50 miles per gallon out of this at the moment. I've got 34 miles per gallon on the readout, which isn't too bad. You know, I'm used to cars. I don't think I've ever had a car that's over 34. So to be apart from that Mini, so to be fair, it's not like I'm really feeling it. You know, it's just something I'm used to. So let's talk about the car. Cooper S, John Cooper Works with a body kit on it. It's unusual compared to a lot of other Minis, where most other Minis, the wheel arches, bumpers, they're all sort of like a dull black plastic colour. On this one, all of those parts are actually colour coded and are the same colour as the body, and there's even some bits in the grille that are the same colour as well. So it's a really nice look from the outside, and it's this lovely blue. I've got a white roof, white wing mirrors, and in addition to the John Cooper Works body kit, we've of course got the nice big fog light style headlights on the front, which are really nice. So it's good, boy racery looking little car. It is a lovely little thing. So on the outside, I'm really happy with it. Looks lovely. There's some scratches. It's an 11-year-old car. There are some little scrapes here and there, but it's not in terrible condition. Inside, we've got half leather interior. We've got the chrono pack on the middle, so we don't have the speedo in the middle or the sat nav. We've got a chrono pack, which is very rare. This is the only car I've ever seen it on. I don't think a lot of people like it, but I do like it. I never really use it apart from for looking at the fuel gauge, but it looks nice. I think it looks interesting, and it's got the chrome surround, and because that's there and doesn't have a rev counter or a speedometer, I've got the dual speedo and rev counter here in front of me, which is great. Everything is where you need, right in front of you. As much as I like the retro style speedo in the middle, it's often hard to tell exactly what speed you're doing because of the angle you're looking at it. Because you're not straight on, quite often when you think you're doing the speed limit, you'll actually be doing, you know, a mile or two an hour over it. So that's really good. And again, we've got the chrome, and I like that. I do like it a lot. It's quite basic in that I don't have cruise control, don't have any controls on the steering wheel whatsoever. It's just blank. This is the first car I've had with no steering wheel controls. That's okay. When I bought it, it came with a tape deck and a CD changer in the boot. I am a child of the new millennium. It's all about plugging in my iPhone, so within the first 2 weeks of owning the car, I've upgraded the sound system to an Alpine unit. The Alpine unit, it's alright. It wasn't expensive. I think I paid like 70 quid for it. But plugging it into a standard speakers, you actually get really good sound out of it. So let's just do a quick demo of the sound. I don't know how this will sound on video, but let's hear. So there's a little bit of distortion there, I think. It's not the best quality MP3 that I've got on my phone, unfortunately, so it wasn't fantastic. But you can control everything through here on the phone. You can pick playlists and songs and skip forwards, backwards, pause, etc, etc. So it does the job. We've got the sound system, we've got the lovely chrome flight style switches, which I really like in the Mini. We've got a black background, it's all chrome here. There's none of the shitty little silvery plastic stuff in this. It's a nice silver one. And the Alpine stereo fits with the interior nicely. I'll get a picture here for you. And it looks like an OEM unit, the way the Alpine sits in there. And it's just a really nice centre console. It looks really good. I've got the brushed something or other dashboard and door inserts. I'm not really a fan of it. I'd rather have the plain silver, preferably the carbon fibre than this, and I could replace it for 100 quid. But I don't really see the point. It's a daily run around and I don't see the need to spend that money. I then also feel like I need to upgrade the door card as well to match. An alternative is to strip it off and paint it a nice blue, the same colour as the exterior. I think that would really set it off. But I don't have the ability to do that. It would go wrong, so I'm just sticking with that as it is. So that's the interior. It's really nice, got plenty of room. Windows, all around visibility. In the 370Z, as I've discussed previously, you've got a real blind spot over on the passenger side. You don't see much out of the rear view mirror because of the spoiler behind you. But in this car, I mean, pretty much everywhere you look, it's window and you can see what's about. So it's really nice. It's a 1.6 litre supercharged engine. It's not huge power. When I look it up, I think it suggests 0 to 60 in 7.2 seconds. Not my fastest car, not my slowest that I've had. My first car was my slowest. This is the second slowest I've ever had, apart from the Mini Cooper that I had as well, obviously. So it's quite nippy when you pull away. You don't hear a loud supercharged noise. It's not like an Ariel Atom or a VXR8 Bathurst Edition where you hear this crazy whining noise when you accelerate. You don't really hear anything at all. Every now and then you might hear a slight whistle, but it's quite unassuming otherwise. I don't know if it's the same as every other Mini Cooper S from its period. I've never really noticed it when I've been around these cars, but the exhaust and just the note of it is very throaty and burbly. When you accelerate and you get high into the rev range, in fact even when you're not high in the rev range quite often, you accelerate, take your foot off and you get the lovely satisfying burbly, farty sounds coming out of the exhaust. And it's very childish, but I do love it. I just do really like that. You probably can't hear it on the video. I mean, even then, just 6th gear, just letting off, and it pops. I'm in 5th at the moment, just dropped to 4th. Accelerate, and let go. There you go. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's that burbling sound. There you go again, changing gear and it burbles. I really like it, childish as it is. What else is there to talk about? One of the things I don't like about this car, which I think I've talked about it on a 370Z video, as silly as it sounds, I really like the stalks, on the steering column stalks on the Nissan. On this, I don't like them so much. I find quite often when I go to put my indicators on that I'm flashing my full beams just because of the way the column, the stalk is attached. It's like on a ball. It's like on a ball joint, so that it moves around in more than just straight backs and forwards, upwards and down. So it's got a bit more of a range of movement in it. So it's quite easy to accidentally flick the stalk in the wrong way and get the wrong signal. That's one of the things I don't like. It's got a lovely shifter. It's nice to change gear, but what I don't like with the gears is the reverse gear. It's over on what I believe they call a dog leg, I think, where you have to press hard over to the left and then up to get it into reverse. I don't really mind the idea of it. It doesn't bother me, but it is quite stiff, and it was the same in the other Mini that I had, so I think it is just a Mini thing where it's quite stiff, and that's understandable because obviously you don't want to accidentally shift into reverse. But it is a bit of a strain because obviously, you know, we're right-hand drive. Most people are right-handed, which means you're shifting it with your left, and my left just isn't my strongest arm. It's the case for most people, you know. I intend for my girlfriend to learn to drive in this car, but I think she would probably struggle with that for reversing. It's one of those things. It's not, you know, a huge deal. It's not a deal breaker, obviously. I've still got the car and I'm not looking for anything else. Another issue with it, for me, is the rattles, and you can hear that now, is the rattle. I'm pretty sure in a brand new Mini, when it's new, you're not going to hear that. But again, this is an 11-year-old car, and you've got to expect you're going to have these kinds of sounds. So I live with it. I haven't spent a fortune on the car. If I had, I'd be gutted. I just deal with it. And you know, I turn the music up. You don't hear it anyway, so it's not a huge 6 foot. I'm not hugely tall, but 6 foot, so I have it quite a way back. There isn't really a great deal of space behind me for anyone to sit. But overall, I really love the Mini. There are a couple of things I don't like about it. I don't love it as much as my Nissan. I possibly have more grumbles with the Nissan than I do with the Mini, but I still love the Nissan more than the Mini. So yeah, this is the Mini, 2005, 1.6 litre supercharged John Cooper Works Mini Cooper S. Yeah, great car. Buy one.